Number 13 states, if several pea plants with the genotype TTYY, and this is big T, big Y, little y, are crossed with pea plants with the genotype big T, little y, what percentage of the offspring will be expected to have the big T, big Y, little y allele combination? Now, you may be familiar with Punnett squares, and Punnett squares you use to figure out what percentage of possible offspring would have different traits. So, for example, if I were to have, say, a person with brown eyes who has a recessive allele for blue eyes, okay, so this big B means it's a dominant gene, so it's going to show up if you only have one of them, whereas this little b is a recessive gene, and blue eyes are recessive. It means that both parents have to give that gene in order for the offspring to have that trait. So let's say that I have two people with brown eyes that both carry this recessive gene for blue eyes. And we do a little X here, means I'm going to cross these two individuals together. So I have two parents, both who have brown eyes, but who have a brown-eyed gene and a blue-eyed gene. And you may have seen this before, where you make a Punnett square and you put the parents' genes at the top and on the side, and then you cross them. It means you bring these down and into this box. So I'm going to have big B here, because each parent, right, in this case is giving a big B to that offspring, right? Because remember, your parents only give you half of their genes. You get half of the genes from mom, half the genes from dad, and together combined they make all of the genes that make up you. So then we're going to bring this across. This big B goes across here, big B, and this little b goes down here. And I'm going to do that for all four. The big B comes down from the top here, and the little b across from the side, and then this little b comes down here, and this little b goes across here, and these are my different possible genotypes for the offspring. So you can see that 1 out of 4, right, 1 out of 4, or 25% of the offspring will have two big B's, right, two genes for brown eyes. Then we'll have these two, 2 out of 4, or 50%, will have one big B and one little b, one gene for brown eyes and one gene for blue eyes. And then finally, we have a 1 in 4 chance, 25% chance, of having a child with blue eyes. So, yes, two brown-eyed parents have a 1 in 4 chance of having a child with blue eyes if they are both carriers, if they both have this recessive blue-eyed gene. Okay, so sometimes you'll see traits in your kids that you might not see in the parents, just because you might have those genes and not know that you have them because they're recessive and they're not part of your phenotype. They're not part of what's being shown as your trait. Now, going back to our original question here, we're looking at two different traits at the same time. So we actually have to do a Punnett square where we have both of these traits at the same time. So we've got this big T, big Y, little y. And we're going to cross that with a pea plant that is big T, big Y, little y as well. Okay. Now, in this case, we're actually looking at two different traits. So here is our first trait, okay, and this is, I'm guessing, for tall pea plants, big T meaning tall, and then this big Y, little y here, which is going to be for, I'm guessing, the color yellow. And again, here we have our big T, and our big Y, little y. Now, in order to do this, there are a couple different ways we can do it, but I'm going to teach you the full way to do it because I want to make sure you know how to do this. And in our Punnett square example, we only had 4 boxes because we were going to put the 2 genes up top here and here from one parent and the 2 genes here from the other parent. But in this case, since we're working with 2 different traits, all right, 2 different types of genes, we are going to actually have extra boxes here because we have different combinations that could happen. So in this case, we can either have the parent give this big T and this big Y. That would be one possible set of genes that they give. Or this same big T and this little y, so T, big T, little y. Or the parent could give this big T and the big Y, or this second big T and this little y. So see how I'm giving every possible combination of these two, right? Big T and big T, along with each possible combination of these two to go along with it. Okay, so I have big T, big Y, and big T, little y going along with this big T, and then big T, big Y, and big T, little y going along with that big T. And guess what? I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. And because they're the same, right, big T, big Y, little y, I can do the exact same thing right here. Let me actually erase this so that there's space. Alright, so I'm going to write my same thing here. Big T, big Y, big T, little y, big T, big Y, and big T, little y. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to take all of these from up here and bring them down, and all of these and bring them across. So here I have 2 big T's and 2 big Y's. Here I have 2 big T's and a big Y and a little y. Here I have 2 big T's and 2 big Y's. And here I have 2 big T's and a big Y and a little y. So let me go ahead and fill in the rest of these as I'm going down, and look as I do it so you can see how it's working. Remember, I'm just bringing down my T's and my Y's from each spot. Big T, big T, big Y, big Y. Big T, big Y, little y. Big T, big Y, big Y. And big T, big Y, little y. And then finish off this last column here. So now it says what percentage of the offspring will be expected to have the big T, big Y, little y allele combination. So let's see how many of them have it. This first box is big T, big Y, so not that one. So here's one. Not this one, but here's one. Here's one, but not that one. Here's one, but not that one. So see, I'm going through and I'm just figuring out which ones have that allele combination that the question is asking me for. And this one. All right. Now, if you're just kind of glancing at it, you might notice it's half of them, but we're going to go ahead and count. So I've circled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of a total number of 16 different possible outcomes. 8 out of 16, which is the same as 1/2, which is 50%. So our answer choice is C. Now, I will show you another way to do this, which does make it a little bit simpler. And you'll notice that since the only possible choices that our parent plants can give is big T, we only needed to actually do a Punnett square on the second part of this, the big Y, little y, because we know no matter what, our plants are going to have two big T's as their genes for height, okay, for being tall. So we only really needed to do the part for the big Y, little y, because there's no other choices that could happen from that, the big T combination. So if I had done just a Punnett square for the big Y, little y, big Y, little y, then we would have had this outcome. And you can see that 2 out of 4, which is 1/2, which is 50%, of our offspring would have the big Y, little y genotype. So that is how we know that answer choice C is the correct answer, doing it in a little simpler way. Either way would work. If you have what's called homozygous meaning that both those genes are the same, if you have that for both parents on one of the traits, then you don't have to do this big complicated Punnett square. But if you don't, you do have to do it this way. So if you're not really sure how to do these, you may want to try practicing a few of these on your own.